Hey everybody, I am AR Mar, and what I watched today is Reboot, Season 2, Episode 4, Bad Bob. We start off the episode with a massive assault by Megabyte on the principal office. We're talking full-scale viral fleet attack. Their defenses are no match for Megabyte's assault, and they call in Bob to try and deal with the viral threat. Turns out Megabyte's plan was to blow open the top ball of the principal office, then siphon off the core energy for his own use. And at the start here, Megabyte's plan is going off without a hitch. That is, until, as usual, Bob shows up. Though, as we see before Bob stops him, the binome operating the computer is playing solitaire. It's like a total Avengers moment. That guy over there is playing solitaire. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did. When he should have been operating Megabyte's siphon. It's at this moment that a game behaving rather oddly descends from the sky, and considering what we saw happen to games when you drain the energy directly from them, this might be a side effect of draining the energy from mainframe. And it just engulfs Megabyte, Bob, and half the principal office. And naturally Enzo, who rushed in to help Bob. And today, it's a Mad Max-style racing game, and it's here that we see Bob as Max, as the camera does a slow pan over and shows us how Bob looks as a grizzled road warrior. I don't know, all that stubble, man. This is a real beard. It's not long after that we get the stakes of this episode. Mainframe's energy is trapped in the game. If the user wins, if Bob wins, the game ends, and all of the system's energy leaves through with it. On the upside, in this game, Fong has a sweet gyrocopter, and Enzo has a totally cool post-apoc go-kart. The user's car is annoyingly out of genre, though. It's a sleek black racing car that doesn't really match up with the beaten-up look of Enzo's and Bob's rides, or the really Mad Max feel of the game. As Bob races to catch up with Enzo and the user, we get a surprisingly recurring character. Once again, the British Binome makes an appearance. This guy is some kind of game junkie. I mean, we saw him just last episode in the combined game. Today he's driving a huge Mad Max-style tank made out of a plane's nose cone, and has decided to just kick back since, Bob's on the job. Jolly good. Oddly enough, he still has a Guardian yellow cursor. Perhaps Bob has more backup than he realizes. Moments later, we get another cool design shock and a genuine surprise for the episode. The Mega Rig. For the first time, Megabyte's been altered by the game. Possibly because he was soaking in the principal office's energy as the cube landed, and now he's a big rig trying to haul the energy to the finish line. I love this episode. It takes our classic game formula of beat the user, save the system, and turns it around, giving the characters other obstacles and conflicts to overcome before they can even think of defeating the user. It adds a little comedy here to ease off the tension. It turns out Bob is having engine troubles again, and he needs Enzo to help him, to get him on the Mega Rig. Naturally, Hack and Slash are up there, but in another subversion to their usual trope, they help Bob. Apparently, Megabyte's not listening to them at all and just has gone mad from the situation of the game and the altering to his program. And, there's this basic begging Bob, stop him, help us! And, Megabyte isn't your Joker type of villain. That's more Hexadecimal's thing, chaos and disorder. Megabyte is all about he's more Lex Luthor type. He's more about the smart plan, the long game, the cunning ruse, as it were. He's just not into the random chaos, and that's essentially what he's creating now that he's been driven out of his damn gourd. The race nearly ends in catastrophe as the Mega Rig turns hard to deliver its cargo into a waiting ring, but Bob manages to overpower the controls from within and just take off, heading towards the other end. Outside the GameCube, we get what I think is a Star Trek reference in the form of DOT's Chief Officer of Science, Binome Number 1. Not sure which series I've seen, none of them, due more to a lack of opportunity than anything. And back in the game, we get a tense moment as it looks like Bob's about to crash head-on into the much larger vehicle of the nose cone that we mentioned earlier. The Mega Rig is built tough, though, and just slams right on through. I love the crash sequence and how it's done. It's just so dramatic and climactic, with everyone getting still images. And it's barely a blip on the Mega Rig's radar as when they finally connect. It's just like, yep, smash right on through, no problems. There's one problem though, the Mega Rig has no brakes. We get a really fun aside here as Enzo and Frisket are like off to the side and Frisket is still driving. And we get a brief Frisket POV that he can smell the mines and is like guiding Enzo safely through the mines. And that's kind of neat considering that in the recent Mad Max game on PS4, one side activity you can do is using the dog's sense of smell to find mines before they blow your car up. But they do end up driving off a cliff. But in Frisket's defense, it's really hard to smell a cliff coming. Thankfully, Fawn comes to the rescue in that sweet gyro, and we get an amusing exchange.
I have an idea.
An idea is good.
In short order, Bob saves the day with his surprising helpers, and we get a bittersweet ending as Dot and Bob admonish Enzo for entering the game. Dot admonishes Bob a bit for letting Enzo enter the game, but Bob does admit at the end that Enzo did help. But it is building up some conflict between the characters that I really am glad to see. Dot's not completely cool with Enzo constantly putting himself in danger like this by rushing into games. And she's not cool with Bob encouraging it. It gives them a little more growth and a more believable dynamic than their usual, yay, Bob is perfect at all times, and yeah, it's perfectly normal for Enzo to just rush into games. I really love that bit of character development, and I look forward to seeing where they go with it. Anyhow, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.